We're finally here at Rayne on a sunny day, if you could believe it, because every time we've gone to Rayne, it's been cloudy and rainy, but this is actually a new location. You pointed it out yourself. You're like, we never have been here. So this is in the Devon location, and we just came back from the Rayne Cafe. We like to stop on the way around all the garden centers. It just happens to be very central to all the gardens in and around Philadelphia area. We had an excellent avocado toast. It was delicious. So we've never actually seen the greenhouses here. They always have like an outdoor, indoor setting. So we're gonna check it out today. And finally, the sun, cloudless. I have never seen Verbena Bampton at a nursery. This is a great plant. It doesn't always overwinter in our zone 5-6, but pollinators love it. You can see just really like delicate flowers. I love the purplish black leaf. I mean, I could normally only find this online, so this is the first time I'm actually seeing it at a physical nursery, which is pretty neat. And then we won't spend too much time on the outdoor plants, because if I spend too much time on the outdoor plants, I'll probably...
You're gonna need a cart.
I'm gonna need a cart. Although I am looking at these like willow wattles, because mine is just about out. And I was hoping maybe I could get one of these if we could fit it in the car, because we already have a bunch of plants. They're actually launching their new book tomorrow, and I can't go because I'm going to be at a Longwood Gardens event. But this is their new book that they're releasing. And they're of course like really known for their containers, so they always do some really beautiful setups. So you can see here with some of their succulents, their Tradescantia and their Echeverias and their sedums. Great drought tolerant plant. It is a cacti, but it's a jungle cactus. So it actually does better with a little less light, but because it grows on another plant, it typically could dry out, but it does appreciate a draught of water now and again. Oh, look at the ducky. That's a little ducky now. Well, this is an example of probably what you'd see in some of the container book, and just how they've paired some of this with the begonia, one of their orchids, and this one is a curly willow. This is the willow that we actually took out in our yard. The Aeschycanthus right here, which is like a little zebra plant, and the Hoya obovata, which is looking really lush. I love the pie crust containers actually. This is kind of like an old school European style pot. The pie crust top, very classic. Fatsia, but a variegated version of Fatsia. And you have some Thai constellations. I'd like to see, just a mosey on what the price of a Thai constellation is nowadays. 88 bucks. I still think that's a little high for a Thai constellation, but it'll probably come down. Some more Hoyas. So you got the Hoya caryi's and a Hoya caryi variegata. Ooh, this is something that you don't ever see every day. This is a bromeliad. Tends to grow over the top and like hug like stones. Very unusual one for me to see in a nursery. Here's Rhipsalis paradoxa. I love Rhipsalis. It's a very easy plant to grow, and I like how it kind of weaves itself in between some other plants. Kind of looks a little bit like, you see this is a Euphorbia tiricala. This looks like the fire sticks version because it gets really orange. And you're just seeing the inflorescence is just starting to come up there on the top. The Ceropegias, again, beautiful plant. Look at that glaucous color. You could find these in a greener version as well, but I tend to like the silver version. I think it actually matches my shirt pretty well. Same with this cotyledon. This is cotyledon pendens. Oh, and it's flowering. That's really cool to see. I actually think it has a pretty beautiful flower, very campanulate flower, which means it's like in bell. I guess I would consider that more campanulate. And again, matching your plants. Something that has not picked up yet in the houseplant trade, but I've been talking with people that say that it's coming, it's coming. Geraniums, pelargoniums. I had mentioned this in an earlier video on some of the pelargoniums. And it had always been a popular plant during the Victorian era. There's so many great ones. The foliage, you get ones with foliage that are scented. They could smell like Coca-Cola or cinnamon. It could also smell like dirty socks. And we've highlighted pelargoniums in the past. Some of them have more bombastic flowers like this one than others. And it just hasn't really caught on quite yet. They overwinter just fine, just cutting them back and letting them on a sunny windowsill, and I just tend to bring them outside again, but they also could be great indoor plants as well. So I'd like to see these make a resurgence in the houseplant market. One of the things that I really admire about Terrain and I like about Terrain is their planter pots. So they have ones other than just a standard terracotta. Like I said, the pie crust tops, really adorable. I do like the lighter terracotta color a bit better, but then this one has this like limestoney color. These pots are not high fired though, and you could tell. When you feel them, they feel a little chalkier, and when they're not high fired, these do not do well outside. So some of the really high fired clay can withstand kind of cold and hot temperatures. Something like this is better for an indoor environment and usually a drier plant. Because if you have something that is a bit, that requires more moisture, like a fern, then these start to crumble. So I would say that this is a better pot for like an indoor succulent, for instance. But these are just really adorable if you want to get that more kind of rustic, not even rustic, but this kind of looks like an urn that you might find in like Turkey or the Ukraine. It's very beautiful shape as well. Now this looks like Opuntia Santa Rita. Really not hardy to our zone, but we do have some hardy Opuntia that you could plant in even a zone 4, 5, or 6, like Opuntia humifusa. We actually just saw some at the Jenkins Arboretum. But this is a nice like succulent one that gets a beautiful purple pad that you could see if you expose it to a little bit more light. And if you want flowers indoors, Kalanchoe are not necessarily always known for their flowers, but this one was really bred for their flowers. They almost look like miniature roses, aside for like the succulent leaf shape. And then of course, like this is like a 2.5 to 3 inch selection if you're looking to build up terrariums. Terraria.
You're at Terrain.
I'm at Terrain. It's a terrarium.
Yeah, here they say terraniums.
Terraniums.
Terrarium too.
It's terrible. This one's really cute. They should call them terraniums. Look at the little cyclamen in a 2.5 inch. It's so adorable. And this I think is Irish moss. I sometimes have this in between stepping stones, but it needs a little bit more moisture and not direct sun to survive. And these are a nice collection of non-fussy plants. Zamioculcas zamiofolia. You have some of your philodendrons and your syndapsis. Those are really easy starter plants. Those are ones that I recommend to people who are just starting out in the houseplant market. Some beautiful ferns. And of course, orchids of all, and a crypthantha. This is a nice bromeliad-esque type of plant. lots of different colors that you could go. I don't think they've ever really picked up in a strong capacity in the houseplant market, but they've always been there. So this is a much smaller store than maybe the Doylestown location, but it has a really nice selection of indoor, outdoor, and decor. And of course, if you need to like pick up some clothes as well, you could hop on over to Anthropologie. You could check out their book. Like I said, it's going to be launching in the next day or two. I'll give you a little taste. But this is something that like Terrain is really known for, is their beautiful containers and the beautiful plants that they arrange within containers, as you can see here.
We are doing group botanical tours around the world, including upcoming trips to Japan, Colombia, and Costa Rica. Now, if you're keen to join us, head over to homesteadbrooklyn.com/botanical-tours or check out the link in the description of this video. And if you want to dive more deeply into houseplant care, check out our suite of online courses, including Houseplant Basics to the Houseplant Masterclass. All can be found at homesteadbrooklyn.com. See you in the next video.